wondered what happens behind the scenes at some of the security industry's biggest manufacturers? We've made the trip to Sweden to put one of the leaders in IP camera technology under the spotlight. The security industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Innovation's constantly happening as technology rapidly develops. We're here to see Axis to see what's involved in their development process. Let's see what they have to say. Axis reinvests 15% of their revenue back into R&D. We've been curious to see the process they go through to ensure their products are consistently pushing the boundaries. Thank you. Right, it's all official. Here we go. Axis is a company that's been running for nearly 30 years, has over 1,600 employees and spans over 40 countries. Launching up to 30 products a year, we've got the pleasure of speaking to founder Martin Gren. Martin, pleasure to meet you.
Hi, nice to see you, Natasha. How's it going?
Today.
Welcome to Sweden.
Thank you very much. Across nearly 30 years of Axis from start to where we are now, do you want to just give us an overview of the history of Axis?
Oh, sure. I mean, when we were founded, our very first product ID was actually to connect printers to IBM mainframes. And obviously, printers have nothing to do with what we do today. But this was actually the very first product we developed. So it took your printers, connected them to the mainframe, and that's really all it did. Quite quickly, we realized that by using our own chip technology, we could actually benefit and get great performance. So basically, the components of the first product was all of this here, but this portion down here, we could actually put that into one single chip, and with better production technology, make it this small and actually much faster performance and so on. Back in 1996, we introduced and launched the world's first network camera. It had horrible performance, one frame every 17 seconds. So when we did our first IFSEC in Birmingham, everyone laughed at us and thought we were a toy company coming into the wrong trade show. But, well, they were in for a change. So during the time when we could put our own chips into the camera, we could make performance sufficient for video surveillance and CCTV use. And also we could benefit superior image quality. And that's really how we became the #1 position that we have today. I don't believe in doing like a definition of innovation concept, but what I do believe in is having an open culture. At Axis, we have our core values to always be open, always adopt to standards, and always be open to ideas, and always to try new ideas. And we wouldn't have had this history that we have unless it was for being open and actually going from the print server to the cameras and so on. And that's an open spirit we need to protect, and we do that very hard.
It's interesting to hear how Axis started out and the development made between each product launch. And looking at innovations from light finder technology all the way to cameras orbiting in outer space, we want to find out a bit more about why they think they really stand out. We're here with Peter, who's going to give us a bit of an overview as to how Axis really stay ahead of the curve with innovation. With technology rapidly changing, Axis are always right at the forefront of innovation. So, Peter, just give us a bit of an overview as to how you actually do it.
Yes, of course. What we do is that we tend to look very much at the customer side, the customer needs, instead of just looking at technical features. Because it is very important to understand what is the customer drivers, the customer needs. So we want to be, and we are being an attentive company, looking at the big global macro trends, but also the small micro trends. So not only giving the customer technical features, but looking what is the need of the customer, and then translating that back into technical features. We have a lot of different initiatives, but of course we listen a lot to our partners, both our system integrators, but also our software partners, and not at least the end customer, who is the actual user. And you tend sometimes to forget that there are a variety of many customers. You have the professional end users, but you also have end users who is not very, have a big expertise within the security industry.
We heard from installers that they have problems with architects, because the architects were not so fancy over the cameras. The cameras look ugly. The architects have made a museum or something, a beautiful building with beautiful stones and so on, and then they're hooking up a camera on a bracket. Not so good. So we were thinking, is it possible to do it in a different way? And also, is it possible to make it easier to install and also more safe to install? Because when we say ease of installation, we don't only mean it should be quick to install, it should also be failure-proof. One thing that we did was that we understand that even if we now remove the bracket and it's blending in better, it still will always have a different color than the building it's mounted on. We made the sun shield repaintable. So you can remove the sun shield, paint it in any color without changing anything in the camera because you have not opened it, so warranty and everything is still valid. And you paint it in the same color as the background, so it's really melting in. So that was one thing of fixing the design. Another thing for making it easy to install was that we did this. When you buy the camera, you get it in two pieces. You get this bracket that you put on the wall for screws, and then you take the cables up that you want to use, and then you get this one. And in this one, you have all the connections that you need. And when you have made this, you take this one, you hook it on the hinge, like this. Now you have both hands free, and you install the cables that you have there. When you've done that, you close it. 3 screws, done.
So we're here at the Access Experience Centre, which showcases a whole range of solutions for different scenarios. We're about to go in and meet Ryan Sykes, who heads up the Experience Centre, who can give us a bit of a demonstration about different solutions. So Ryan, good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Do you want to just give us a bit of an overview as to what happens here in the Experience Centre?
Yeah, basically what we use the Access Experience Centre for is a way for us to showcase our products and solutions to our end users and visitors that come to see us here in Lund. One thing we concentrate on is technology around the camera, so we talk about different environmental factors and show them demonstrations in how that works. And also we've created different segment areas so users can easily understand what segment is specific to their need. If they're a retail user, we can show them retail cameras and retail solutions that will be more beneficial for themselves. And also we can give them a general overview of what we can provide from Axis in terms of an overall offering. The first thing we can show you is what we call light finder technology. Basically it's targeted to be able to see color details and a good quality image at very, very low light levels. So if you take a look in the tube here, hopefully you shouldn't be able to see too many colours and especially not too many objects in the back there.
No, it's absolutely pitch black.
And then if you take a look here at what the camera sees, this is to be able to show that we can help you see a little bit better with the Axis cameras in low light situations.
Security cameras are used in different scenarios and in particularly on the high street. Just run through a couple of installations that may be used that are unique to Axis and aren't used anywhere else on the market.
One good example is what we have here is an ATM. This was used to be able to highlight to the banking industry possible solutions that can be used around an ATM. For us at Axis here, it also allowed us to show the development of a camera that we made, which is called the P12 series, and now our newest release, which is the F series camera. The unique thing about this camera is we have the lens and the optics at one end of the camera, and then we have the storage or the brains of the camera, if you like, safely stored up to 8 meters away from the camera. So what this allows you to do is provide a very flexible installation in difficult tight spaces. To give you an idea of the types of installation, the size of installation, there's one pinhole here, which is one type of installation. We have one camera here, and then there's up to about 4 cameras that are located within the ATM itself.
As we've seen, adapting the camera installation according to the scenario can vary widely. Video coverage of a finance situation can be very different to the needs of retail. Location of where the cameras themselves are going to be positioned and where the receiver must be fitted are all details that need to be accounted for. So the desired purpose of the final image could be monitoring staff performance, customer behaviour, as well as preventing theft. And to do this, Axis can't do it alone.
I would say that partnership is really a cornerstone of Axis strategy, and I would claim that it's a key to our successful growth in network video. Already at a very early stage, we built what we call our application development program that helps software partners to integrate our cameras into their platforms. And today we have as many as 1,600 partners across the world. And these partners, they help us to address different requirements in the different industry segments. And they also help us to really reach out to across the globe through our software program. I mean, we support our partners both technically and commercially of course, technically in terms of documentation, software development kits and demo units to support them in the integration of our cameras. But I would say as important is that we work with them commercially. So we have resources that help them, you know, and bring them out to trade shows, joint partner events, and alike. And I think through these two dimensions, we really have a close partnership with our software partners.
So just behind you here, we have an SOS pole. Basically, this was an integration with a partner to be able to provide the operator at that time the ability to be able to see the incident as well as hear what the individual was saying at the event. Before they had that, they only had a voice communication with the operator, and it was a big problem that they were getting a lot of miss events. And lots of time was wasted in trying to solve problems that weren't really the problem that the person was reporting. So what they wanted to do was add basically vision to the audio. So we went through an integration in terms of fixing an Axis camera directly into the structure to be able to then provide the operator with both vision and audio.
And what's the impact that you've seen as a result of that?
A significantly lower missed calls. The operator is able to now have a good idea of what emergency services, if any, that they require, and they also be able to have an integrated system which hot patches through to that type of emergency service.
And Axis is very open. You're very open with your partners and you work closely. Just talk a little bit more about that collaboration process.
Yeah, no, I think that possibly the best asset, so to say, in really feeding input into our roadmap is the company culture as such, and you know, working with all our partners, both software partners as well as channels partners, system integrators, and through this approach, we really have an open dialogue with them. We share knowledge and information with each other. And based on that, that's a really, how should I say, key resource to our product roadmap.
Critically, customer needs must always be referred back to, so real-life problems are addressed by innovative solutions. We grabbed Kent to give us a quick tour of the prototyping labs. We're just about to enter the image lab where we test the image quality of all the different cameras. So Kent, if you want to lead the way.
Oh yeah, welcome in.
Thank you.
Here is a camera that actually was newly released, where they are probably testing light sensitivity. But this is a fully automatic system. So when they have set it up, they leave the room, and then everything's working here. It's like a discotheque here.
So all products go through a rigorous testing process, including this impact resistance test. In case you missed it, testing must be multidimensional, and Axis has ensured that it has all bases covered. Continuously refining products through the development process is crucial to ensuring the final product is of high quality. Ultimately, it saves costs of having to redesign or even recall products. We're here at the Axis testing facility, the CLC Centre. Behind these doors is where every Axis product is tested. We're going to get a little insight into what those testing processes involve. The final assembly is quality assured in Axis's configuration and logistics centres in Sweden, Hungary and Thailand. The company's products are supplied from these centres to customers worldwide. Johan, it's fascinating to get a behind-the-scenes tour of how all the testing facility works. Do you want to just give us a bit of an overview as to the day-to-day process?
At CLC we take all the new products from the R&D side and make them work in volume production. So all new products pass through the CLC, and we do some special products that are low volume or has to be controlled in other ways, or special products. So that's what we do.
So we've had a fantastic trip here in Lund. It's been great to get behind the scenes at Axis and see what's really involved in their innovation process. One thing that really has shone through is that culture is right at the heart of what they do, involving people from across the entire business at all levels, in all departments. Everybody has a say in what they're doing. So from here in Lund, in Sweden, thank you for having us, and hej då.